Hey everybody, it's your boy Ron. So this whole mess we're in with the election, it's all due to the mail-in ballots, not absentee ballots. That's been going on for decades. There's a process to get an absentee ballot. They can't just send you an absentee ballot. You have to request it. These ballots, though, the ones that, that they keep finding more votes and more votes and more votes they kept finding, were these Universal Mail In Ballots. What you see on the screen right here is marked March 13th, 2020. That was the day President Trump, declared a national emergency about COVID pandemic. I believe this national emergency then was retroactive to March 1st. However, 2 days after Pelosi started talking about vote by mail, I've been searching all over for that video clip. I don't know if it's been scrubbed or whatever. I can't find it. But the earliest I could see, March 31st, you can see here, House Speaker Pelosi said Tuesday that America needs to move toward vote by mail. In terms of elections, I think we'll probably be moving to vote by mail. Donald Trump said that voting by mail would hurt the Republican Party. He already knew. Now you have to think to yourself, excuse me, March 31st, and she even said it before that. You're already talking, that's what you're talking about, vote by mail. The election's more than 7 months away. And that's the first thing on her mind, vote by mail. But then she gets cute about it, right? So I want to show you something. Instead of going to splicing things in, I'm bringing this up. I'm going to play this video first. Let me see here. This is from April 8th, I believe.
As we deal with the suffering that is going with us, the lives, the livelihood, economic livelihood, so important, as well as the life of our democracy. So in this next bill, we will be supporting vote by mail in a very important way. We think it's a health issue at this point, and I didn't want to leave this conversation without mentioning the importance of the livelihood, the life of our people, the livelihood of themselves and our economy, and the life of our democracy.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. Did you hear her? About health and then about the economy. She didn't know what she's talking about. All she knows is she needed to plug vote by mail. The same day, I believe, we have RNC chair Ronna McDaniel.
It really has been shameful, Lou, to see the Democrats try and put these election reforms across the country during a time of crisis. This is their liberal agenda. They want to take away the safeguards that ensure the integrity of the election process. Every American should be paying attention to what they want to do. It's frightening. Listen, Republicans and the president, we want everyone who's able to vote, who should vote, should be able to do so. But we also need to have safeguards to make sure that people who shouldn't be voting don't. And in California, when they went into that state and filed a lawsuit, they found that there were 1.5 million more people registered to vote than there were adults in the state.
Now that's what Tom Fitton was suing over, and I believe it got rejected because they have like tens of thousands of dead people on the voter rolls and double people voting. Let's just finish this clip real quick.
That's the problem with mail-in voting. You're sending out ballots to people who no longer live in the state or who've passed away, and you're losing those safeguards to the election that ensure the integrity of the process.
Now, this is in April. It doesn't have the timestamp there, but it was posted on YouTube on April 8th. So that was either April 8th or the 7th before. You could search it, right? And I'll try to find the links again and post them in the description. So if you want to validate it yourself. I mean, I don't need to lie. Anyway, so that was that. Now I want to play another one. I think this is where she gets cute with how they name vote by mail. Where is it? What are we doing? 2, 3. Here we go.
Fine, thank you for that. First of all, we're now calling it voting at home because that's really what it's all about, enabling people to vote at home. And in the legislation, we have additional funds, $3.6 billion, which is what is necessary for us to conduct an election, which follow some of our encouragements. That is that every voter would receive an absentee ballot, that there would be same-day registration, that for those who need to vote on election day, whether it's disabilities or concern about their ballot, et cetera, that there would be safe opportunities for them to do so well in advance of election day, but in adequate locations that are safe.
And we know, first of all, that's not true. She said we're sending out absentee ballot. Let me try to wrap this all together. What she just did. So one, they did a usual Democrat trick. Like if you notice, there's a COVID bill that has crazy stuff the Democrats are asking for. They're calling it the HEROES Act. It sounds so good. If you say no to it, now they run and say, you voted against the heroes. This is what they do. So instead of vote by mail, vote from home. Doesn't that sound so warm and cuddly? And thank you, you're looking out for us, right? So they play the naming game like they always do. But when she called them absentee ballots, they're not absentee ballots. Of course, you don't have to be there. You can vote from home, vote by mail. But absentee ballots is different. Yes, same process. Envelope in the mail. Or you could drop off the thing at the drop box. But you need to request those. You have to identify there's a process for absentee ballots. These universal ones were sent out in mass. In mass. That people were getting them that don't even live in states anymore. And I hate myself right now for forgetting what it's called. But this is one of the main problems that Donald Trump and his legal team are contesting. What are they called? Anyway, like she said, same-day registration, that you could go and vote. Well, what people are doing is provisional ballots, I think. I think that's what it is. So people are going to vote that same day, and they're being told, you voted already. You're saying, no, I didn't. Yes, we received your mail-in ballot, but I didn't vote. So they have to fill out a provisional ballot, and that gets put on the side so that I guess when they do the audit and everything, they have to match up and everything. There's so many provisional ballots, especially in Philadelphia. So this is what I mean. She has her pretty makeup on, doing her old Democrat game. But let's just move. And by the way, that was May 7th, I believe, that video. And I'm going to show you the second part of that clip.
Again, vote by mail is more democratic. It gives people more options. It removes obstacles and barriers to voting, which is what we want to do, voting at home.
So that's the deal, folks. As soon as you remember that thing that you've heard a bunch in the media about, I think it was Rahm Emanuel that came up with this. He said, never let a good crisis go to waste. As soon as the national pandemic was announced, a national emergency, vote by mail, right on it, and that's what they went for. And they created the diversion. Remember about, the president stealing postal boxes, mailboxes, and all this craziness, and then you notice how that just died. Didn't hear it again. But this was a thing, and the one problem I have is, why did they let this happen? I'm not talking about the Democrats, President Trump, or the Republicans. Like, I don't know how it works, but they just decided they're going to send out 70, 80 million mail-in ballots. Not absentee, just mail. Why was it no fight? Now we got to fight over it. Why wasn't this fought over? This is what frustrates me. It's like you see with the big tech and everything. Now you want to strip them from 230. You've seen this for years, what was happening. What did you think was going to happen at the election time? I've been saying this. I was telling my sister this for the longest time. I always send her these tweets, texts that say, save this text and remember I'm telling you this. And she would always be amazed 3-4 months later going, holy crap, that's exactly what you said was going to happen. And I told her right before the election, a month or so out, you're going to see warming up in the bullpen. A suspension here, a tag here, this, groom the public, and then boom. Look where we're at now. Even my account on YouTube is, I don't know what they call it. People say shadow ban. It's quarantine, I guess. Like basically, the people that subscribe can see this video, but YouTube's not pushing it out to anybody else. So if you don't share it, nobody else will see these videos except my subscribers. You know, and it happened around the time of the laptop thing from hell and all that. But I didn't get any strikes or nothing. Just flip the switch and that's it. And I've been in it ever since. I actually had a video removed last night. I posted one about masks and everything, excuse me. But in reality, I think I said in the video that this video is probably going to get removed. And honestly, I did cross the line because I stated my opinion more. And that's my opinion. I know what I said, links, but I don't want people following and taking what I'm saying as an opinion as gospel. You know, because I'm not a doctor, but I felt that was going to happen. So, I mean, I did an appeal, but I really basically just said, you're right, you know. But anyway, this is all I'm going to say with regard to the election. Let's just, December 14th coming up. Something's going to happen soon. Everybody needs to keep their cool and just wait, okay? I have a feeling it's going to work out a good way. No matter what, there's going to be craziness, but everybody needs to keep their cool and just chill out for a little bit. But I want to share this stuff with you to show you that this wasn't something that just happened. This was in the works from the beginning, the mail-in ballots, like that. That this was the purpose. Position we're in now is the reason it's mail-in ballots. Because they couldn't tell the future to know how COVID was going to be. At that point she did that. We didn't have super duper crazy cases like that. Because she said it like the second day after they announced it. So, anyway. Thank you all. Please, if you're still here watching, share this video. YouTube's not, so the only way I could get more exposure and more subs is if you could share it. I would appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much. Stay safe and healthy. Peace.